Hey everybody, this is Becca. Thanks for coming to my channel, BeccaTownSims. Today we are doing a speed build that I made for a collab. So this collab is called the Nicholas Sparks collab. You can look it up. It's mostly on Instagram, although there might be a couple videos on YouTube that come up, a couple things on Twitter, you know. So this collab was organized by Lost in Simland with, I believe, some help from her co-conspirator, Erin with a Y. Erin's all over everything these days. Good for you, Erin. You're busy, girl. So they put together 22 different people to make Brindleton Bay into like this southern Nicholas Sparks world. So I was very flattered when they asked me if I wanted to be part of this collab, and they had a list of some Nicholas Sparks movies up. And it turns out I haven't seen very many Nicholas Sparks movies. I have seen the one with Mandy Moore, and it's like a tearjerker because it is now my understanding after doing this collab that all of his books are tearjerkers, and so the movies are tearjerkers. Anyways, I've seen the one with Mandy Moore where she dies at the end, and I have also seen The Notebook. And so when we had the choice, I was like, oh, give me The Notebook house, please. Give me the house from The Notebook. And I'm sure that a lot of other people also wanted this house because like it's pretty iconic, and it was like a big deal to me when I watched this movie as a little baby girl, teenage girl, whatever I was when this movie came out. 2004, I think, so like a young impressionable teen. Okay, I saw this movie, and honey, let me tell you, it wrecked me, okay, because it is so sad, and it is so, I don't want to say melodramatic because I haven't watched it in a long time. I did not watch it for the collab because I was like, oh, my heart cannot go on, Jack. Okay, like I ain't watching this. I do not want to cry. I got enough going on as it is. I don't need to watch a movie to make me cry. Let me just like look at American politics. Okay, that's some commentary for you right there. All right, let me chill. I'm calming it down. I'm taking it down a notch. So I didn't watch it. I just looked at stills from the movie, and I was going through, and I was like, oh, stop kissing. You're in the way of the furniture. Stop kissing. But I remember finding it very emotionally, like a lot when I watched it when I was a lot younger. But the house made such an impression on me because I love old houses. I love them. Where I am from, there are not a lot of old houses. And I am from the South, by the way. I don't know if you've heard my accent, if you can tell, but I am from the South, and there are not a ton of old houses there, and the ones that are there that aren't like just like run down, like, oh, like I don't know what to call them. The ones that aren't just like super run down, gross looking places are some old plantation houses, which are also kind of like, ugh, because slavery in the South, we do not have a good track record, as you all know. So those are kind of whack. But I was happy to find out when I looked up this house. Let me backtrack. In the movie, Noah, the main character, is like, hey, Allie, this house is from 1775 or 1772. It's like, Noah, you precious little baby doll, learn something about architecture. This house is not from the 1770s, okay? This house is not Federalist style. This house is probably, I'm gonna say, Greek Revival with them columns out front, and a lot of these southern plantation style houses are. But when I looked this up, I found a nice article online that you will easily find if you just Google like house from the Notebook, and it is a real house in one of the Carolinas. Don't remember which one. It's a real house, and it was actually built in the 1880s, so it was not a slave owner's plantation. And I was like, oh, thank God, because that would be gross, and I don't want to romanticize, you know, I don't want to romanticize a place of slavery, guys. It's weird. Anyways, I'm off topic again. So this one was built in the 1880s. You can find the original picture of it online. It actually kind of is like this interesting mix of like I said, kind of Greek Revival with the big columns and the porch and everything. But also it actually has this bit of like Gothic Revival hint to me in the original photos, because there's some woodwork on that front gable that's like a little bit more like leaning into that like Gothic Victorian look than the rest of the house looks like, with the more like symmetrical lines in the columns. So I thought it was interesting to see the old pictures. I recommend you look it up, or maybe I'll put one in the video. Who knows what I'm gonna do? I'm unpredictable, baby. All right. So on to the inside of the house. Like I said, I analyzed the film, tried to ignore Allie and Noah kissing all over the place to build the inside. So I probably complain about this like literally every single time that I build a house from a movie. But when people film movies, they often don't use the same exterior or an interior for the shots. And they film like on a soundstage, or in this case, maybe they filmed in a different house. Whatever it was, the layout could not be perfectly replicated. I had the movie on my laptop and I was like, pause, play, screenshot. And I analyzed every inch of this house that is shown in the movie to bring you guys, the people who download this from the gallery, to bring you the most accurate representation that you never knew you needed of a house from a fictional house. And the layout did not quite work, of course, as I said. I'll tell you how. Mostly Allie's art room. If you scrutinize the film, you'll see that Allie's art room is on the back porch area. However, if you scrutinize the back porch area, you will also see that this is a different house than the one that they show you from the front. The porch looks pretty different. The columns are different. The wood is different. It's a different place. And so with that in mind, I could not get the porch and the art room to like match up. There should be a door where Allie can go out, I think, right onto the back porch to do her painting. But I had to move it to the front of the house. I know it's kind of like sacrilegious. So I moved that to the front, and then part of the house is also just like straight up invention because you only actually see a couple of rooms. And when you see this house, it's before it's been all the way furnished. So in the movie, sorry to those of you who have it fresh in your memories, but in case you don't, in the movie, Noah and Allie have split up, and they made passionate love in this old house that was like a total wreck. And like, I mean, they must have been teenagers, right? Because no adult would be like, oh yeah, let me risk tetanus for doing it with my boyfriend. No, adults don't do that. Sorry if you're an irresponsible adult. I'm gonna get canceled. Alright, anyways, so they got frisky in here when they were teenagers, and it was a total wreck. And spiders. I'm sorry, would you want to do it and know that like a spider might like crawl on your butt? I'm sorry. No, please don't cancel me. Alright, I will stop. So Noah buys the house eventually, and he fixes it up, and he's in like this depression because like he misses Allie and there's a misunderstanding. And he tries to put all the stuff that she wanted in a house into this house, and it's like his big project. And so when she finds out that he's done it, he's in the news, she comes over. He's not like totally finished decorating, and they don't live in the house together that you see, although presumably after they like hook back up. Oops, spoiler on a 20-year-old movie. Is it 20 years old? Oh my god, let me math. Almost 20 years. I think it's 2004, like 16-year-old movie. Oh Lord, I am old. There's my southern, you just heard it. So you see them in the dining room, you see them in the living room, but there's only really a rug and like some chairs. You see them in Noah's bedroom, and you kind of see them in that back hallway area that I just showed you. So what I didn't just put on that list is pure invention. And the living room, I just took the two chairs and the rug idea and kind of ran with it. And I was like, no. Let's make this house, after they've lived in it, let's decorate it. Let's make it warmer and more friendly. It's not super cluttered because it wasn't in the movie. So that was actually kind of made it easier. I didn't have to clutter things up a lot. I kept what was seen in the film that was furnished. I furnished it as is, and the rooms I invented I tried to keep in a similar style. So the kitchen is totally invented, and all of the bedrooms except for Noah's are totally invented. And the art room I did from stills. Speaking of the upstairs, the landing is also different. Could not figure out how to make the landing like work from the way that I saw it in the movie. So you get like a totally different landing, but I wanted to have the area above the stairs opened. And the thing with the stairs, okay, here's something the Sims could update to make me happy. If they could make it so you can choose where the banister goes, that would be so good, wouldn't it? Because I don't want the banister in the middle. But if you want one banister on a double staircase, you gotta have the one in the middle to divide it. So not perfectly accurate. Again, it kills me. but that's the way it is. The bedroom did not have a lot going on in it in the movie, so I added just a couple details. Like I put like a bulletin board above the bed because I was like, oh, they can put up the postcards of all the places they go together because it's so romantic. Of course, she just gonna forget about it later. Oh, shot to the heart. What's wrong with me? I'm cruel today. And I gave them these other bedrooms because I was like, I don't know, they had kids, didn't they? Again, could not bring myself to suffer the emotional trauma of watching the movie again, knowing that I would cry, so I just based it off of what I remembered on that part, but I'm pretty sure they had some kids. So I gave some bedrooms that could be used for children, and of course, you don't have to move Allie and Noah in here. You could move in any old jerk, okay? So for the art room, again, I tried to keep it like really similar. I'll show you guys some side-by-sides later at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to see those, or skip to it. I know how you guys are on YouTube videos. Skip. But tip from me, if you want to support a YouTuber, let the video play the whole way through and subscribe to our channels, like the videos. That raises the engagement. So if you do like the content, do try to watch as much as you can because it does help YouTube creators. Little tip from me to you. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. What a pleasure I must be. Let me know in the comments if you guys like speed builds or if you would prefer to see builds in some other format. I'm not sure how people feel about them these days. I know that I feel like a couple years ago people like really liked speed builds, and now I don't know what people like. Maybe stop motion, but I don't think people watch stop motion the whole way through either. So let me know how you prefer to see builds done, because I would be very curious to know. I'll make you better videos if you tell me how. And also let me know if you want to see me do more movie builds, because I do enjoy doing them, and I have another one planned that I won't tell you about yet, but I'm very excited for it, and I was excited for this one too. Doing this build made me remember one other thing that that really like impacted me when I saw it, like as I said, when I was like a young teen, and that was Allie plays on the piano. I believe she plays Chopin's, I think it's Prelude in E minor. I think that's the song that she's always playing on piano, and when I heard that I was like, oh child, that song is litty. Please don't cancel me for using stupid slang. Yeah, I thought it was like such a baller song, and I was teaching myself to play piano at that time because I had a massive crush on a guy who could play piano, but I'll tell you that story in another video. So I memorized that one, and that's one of the few songs on piano I can play without looking at the sheet music. Also, I suck at piano, but my brother's really good at it. If you want to check him out, he's got a YouTube. I'll link it in the bottom. It's just his name, Nathaniel Jones. He is a very talented musician that you should check out. And we're actually almost to the end of the video. I'm just going to point out this kitchen, again, totally invented. And I didn't capture the landscaping because I forgot to hit record, but that's fine. You guys don't care about the landscaping, right? So let's close this video up with a community shout out. And today's shout out is going to go to Polly O, who said, I love everything about this video. If I had a history teacher that taught history like this, I might have learned something. And that is funny because I was a teacher for 7 years, so that made me laugh. And hopefully my students did learn something, but who knows? I actually loved teaching. But I had to quit for a multitude of reasons that I would love to explain to you someday. And I did not actually teach history. I taught French. What a surprise. And also Spanish and also Latin. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy period of my life. Anyways, if you want to hear more about that, let me know. If you want to see more builds, let me know. Let me know how you'd like to see the build, stop motion, speed build, tour, other. Tell me what you like to see. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because every subscription helps, as do comments and likes on the video. And if you're going to dislike it twice to show me how much you hate it. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again. And stay tuned to check out some comparisons and stills from this video compared to the original house from the notebook.